Hey everyone, it's been quite some time since I've made a video about this car, and as you can tell, I got a front mount intercooler on this thing. And I'm slowly doing other things to this vehicle, but I've met with resistance of being unable to adjust my piping on the driver's side because of the OEM power steering cooler line right here. So in order to adjust piping on that side, I had to find a relocation kit for that power steering cooler. Now, I've seen a picture online of somebody performing this exact procedure, and I thought, why not make a video about it? That actually applies to the B5 and the B6 platform, as well as anything with a 1.8T. I'm pretty sure it would be the same concept, so to speak. Now, this is the cheapest Amazon special oil relocation kit. This is oil cooler, transmission cooler, power steering cooler, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. Now, everything comes in it except two more things that I'm going to talk about right after. This is quite a beginner-friendly thing that you can perform on your car. I just wanted to make a video and show you on how I'm doing it if you are ever in need of one. Without further ado, let's get started. For this project, we will need a couple of tools, and the first and foremost is we're gonna have to lift up the car, so I do have some ramps here. You can use jacks, just whatever can get you sort of under the car a little bit. Then I have some power steering fluid. This is specifically for the A4. This is the CHF 11S that we're gonna be using. I have some brake cleans, clean up the mess. I have some lubricant here that is for the ease of putting in the hoses into the actual line. And then I have some one-time use gloves here. I prefer not to use the reusable gloves when I'm dealing with fluids such as brake fluid and power steering fluid because it will never come out. So I have some gloves right here. Then I have a 3/8 ratchet as well as a 10 mil here. The 10 mil I have is because I do need to remove the intercooler because we're going to be connecting the oil cooler or the power steering cooler right into the condenser for the AC, and that's why I actually have a T30 there as well. The T30 is used to remove the condenser off of the actual radiator. And then here I just have the little extension. And I have 3/8 barb fittings here. These are going to be used for the actual directly mating the hose for the cooler directly onto the power steering lines. I'm not going to be cutting my old lines. I'm actually going to remove it in case I do need to assemble it again later down in the future. Then I do have some pliers here, a flathead screwdriver that's going to be used for the actual clamps on the power steering line. Then I have a zip tie here and some alligator clips. So the reason I have the alligator pliers here is because I'm going to actually close off the line, and because I only have one pair, I'm going to improvise with the adjustables here, and so I'm going to just close them off and then perform the swap over. Definitely going to use a light, it's very important. And then I do have 5 feet of 3/8 hose here. That is the size that the power steering lines are. The inner diameter is 3/8. And then I have the very generic oil cooler here that I bought on Amazon. They're all practically the same. And luckily enough, this line right here, this exit and the entrance for the oil is actually identical 3/8. So just direct swap, it should be pretty easy. Now be very gentle with the actual cooler. It is quite fragile. These fins can easily bend. But once you open it up, the kit is pretty similar. They're pretty identical. You get some hose here. This hose, unfortunately, is actually too small, but also because I'm running the power steering fluid, I want something stronger and I want to make sure that it doesn't eat through it. Then in the kit, we're going to use these zip ties. These are the ones that are going to go right onto the condenser, and we're going to feed them through the oil cooler to hold the oil cooler in. And then last but not least, we do have some warm clamps here that I'm going to use, and I'm going to use all 4 of these guys. And let's get started. I'm going to bleed the line with power steering fluid initially before I plug everything in, just to make sure that the fluid goes through and there's no air bubbles. This can potentially be done by just turning your wheel left and right, but I want to see if this technique is going to work. So I'm going to use a Venturi style tool here. This is just going to suck air and fluid through and just going to help complete that closed loop of the system and hopefully mitigate some air pockets. When you look up at the front of the car, this is the line that we're going to be getting rid of, and then we're going to put the new oil cooler right here, or the power steering cooler. And then you go under the car. This is why you need to lift it up a little bit. So that line comes in here, and then the upper hose is the one that goes directly into the power steering reservoir. and then the other hose is the one goes into the actual rack. So when I get all the lines connected, I'm going to use the Venturi to bleed the line. I'm going to connect it to the bottom one. So then I take all the fluid out through the actual reservoir, through the cooler, and then through that line, and then connect it back, and we'll be ready to go. My intercooler has two 10 mils here for the couplers and here, and then I have a little one right down here. This is a T20, so removing those, and then removing the T30 right here, and then removing the T30 here. Once the intercooler comes out, there's another T30 right there for the condenser, and then one right here, and then the condenser can be pushed out a little bit, and then we'll have all the access to install our new power steering cooler here. Now that I had more space in the back, I was able to start putting the zip ties through. Basically, what's going to happen is you're going to find the fins, and you're going to gently put these zip ties through. What I found works the most and the greatest, it seems, is that if you start with one, you feed it through, and then you start with the other one on top, you feed it through, and then probably the bottom ones would be your last bet. And then you just slowly take your time, feed them through, and then I'm using the included zip tie, like these things. Basically just tighten them up, cutting them off, and then this guy can return back, and then we can continue with running the actual lines. Now, once the oil cooler has been put on, make sure it's tight. You could technically use those cushion things in the back here to prevent it from damaging the radiator. However, when I looked at it, there's actually still quite a lot of space, even when the condenser is bolted back up. That's why I decided to use them on the outside instead. Now, you just put these bottom bolts back in. I'll keep these off for now because that's where my intercooler mounts. And then we can start cutting the lines for this guy. Now that it's bolted back up to the car using these T30, two of these bolts, now we can go under the car and make sure that we clamp our line so that we don't lose too much fluid when we remove this one. Perhaps this is one of the most interesting way of holding the hoses, but I'm not too worried about them and they seem to be holding well. Now, the one with the alligators here is the top one that goes into the power steering reservoir, and this one right here is the one that goes into the rack itself. Now, what I'm going to do now is actually measure the hoses and prepare them from the oil cooler themselves into here, and then I will undo the one with the alligator here and put it directly in, and then attach the Venturi to the bottom one here to make sure that I'm bleeding the entire system of the oil cooler itself to minimize any air bubbles using my Venturi. And then once that's done, I'll just attach the actual hose from the oil cooler back into this one. I do have my hose here. All I'm going to do is, once I actually cut it to size, I will put the worm clamp on it as well. But size-wise, I'm doing a rough estimate because I rather cut a little bit more later than have it be short. Just cut the hose to approximate size. Now, at this step, I guess I should clarify, but we're basically following the same way that the oil cooler was on this car. So that top hose that I showed you goes from the actual reservoir, the one that's being held on by the alligator. This is the top one here. So I'm just doing a rough measurement here. And then the second one, I'm going to cut the same length for now, just to ensure that it's going to clear. I ended up using basically the entirety of the 5 foot. This is all that I have left. And the reason is, I'll probably have just a little bit more left when I'm trimming it all, but I want to make sure that I cut enough rather than missing some. And now I'm going to spray some silicone into this and then gently put it in. Basically now the goal is to turn on the light. I have my Venturi here already, and the goal now is to take off the reservoir hose And again, this is why you have the catch oil pan underneath here. This is for this specific reason. I was able to feed the hose through, and now once it gets removed, I can put it on right away. And before I do that, I will make sure that I have another clamp right here. Now I remove that. As you can see, it's going everywhere. Okay, I put that back in. There we go. It's leaking out of the actual metal line now. It's not leaking out of the other one. Now with this one, the way that it's set up is literally the other hose is just connected to it, to the venturi. And now I'll just connect it and slowly bleed it until I get oil through it. This is all basically what it looks like. Again, the top hose that goes into the top of the cooler is the one that goes directly into the reservoir, and then the bottom one is the one that goes from the bottom of the cooler down into the actual steering rack. Otherwise, this is basically it. You can go ahead and start your bleeding procedure. If you don't have a venturi like I did in this video, that's okay. All you do is you just pop your cap open for your reservoir right here. Then you just put in your funnel so that you don't spill the fluid, because it can be quite corrosive. You just add some fluid if you're low. If not, I would still add a little bit more so that it's full. And then you start the car. Turn your wheel all the way to one side, then to the other side. Now, this can take a while. I would suggest probably doing it about 5 times, seeing how your fluid's looking, then add more fluid if it looks low, then do another 5 times. It actually surprisingly doesn't take that much fluid. I thought that this oil cooler will take much more fluid. Once you find that it's no longer going down, that's most likely means that you've bled it. And then just close your cap, make sure your fluid is properly leveled. And you can tell that by either looking at, there's 2 lines, one black line and the other black line. The bottom black line suggests that this is where the fluid means that it's low. And then the top line means where it's at the perfect level. And also when you pull the cap out, it has literally the marks right there, min and max. So it measures it when it's in. And then that's how you can ensure that your level is accurate once you're done bleeding. Otherwise, when you're done bleeding, you're good to go to put your intercooler back on. And that's basically the end of the video. I really hope you enjoy watching this, and I hope that you were able to learn something from this video as well. I have nothing else really to add, except that I'm very thankful that you were able to stay for this entirety of the video and watch the whole thing. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care.